Welcome to a brand new series, Best RPG Ever. In it, I'll rank every role-playing game I complete in search of the perfect RPG. Now, I don't want to take a super objective look at games with this series. As is usual for this channel, we're cruising in the vibes mobile. Because that's kind of what RPGs are to me. The vibes you feel while playing it, and the vibes it leaves you with when you beat it. That's where I'm coming from. If you want a more objective review, go watch some other channel. Objective is boring. And also, I'll keep spoilers to a specific section partway through the story discussion. I'll let you know just before we enter the spoiler zone. Alright, Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm going to talk about some aspects of the game, rank it, then you can all go home. First up is gameplay. Gameplay can often get pushed to the side when talking about an RPG. Story and characters are a big draw to the genre, and we'll definitely get to those, but I want to talk about mechanics real quick. How does it feel to play Xenoblade Chronicles? This game doesn't feel like any JRPG I've ever played. It plays more like World of Warcraft than Final Fantasy, to me. The combat is the biggest reason. When you enter a battle, you start auto-attacking the enemy. The challenge comes from how you use your active abilities and position yourself. This UI might look overwhelming to a person who hasn't played a Xenoblade game before, but think of this as your MMO hotbar. You use an ability and you have to wait for it to come off cooldown before you can use it again. This gameplay style isn't something you see in a lot of single-player games. The only other one I can think of like this is Final Fantasy XII. Definitely want to cover that someday. It is an interesting formula. My brain is just conditioned to accept this combat style as MMO-like, so I kinda can't help but think it's a little boring. You can only have so many abilities active at once, and they recharge relatively quickly, so it's not like you're waiting around for a while just auto-attacking. And there is a handful of different characters to play as, with each having their own little playstyle. Unfortunately, that does lead to some problems regarding your computer-controlled party members. Because they have such unique playstyles, it's easy for the AI to make the wrong choices and kinda screw you over. Some characters like Rhine do relatively well by themselves. All he needs to do is throw out aggro-generating moves so the enemies focus on him. But the more complicated party members have some problems. Maybe Sharla mistimes a heal, or Melia keeps up the wrong buffs for the party. Maybe Shulk doesn't cast Enchant for you to damage Mechon enemies. They'll mostly get the job done, but some characters I just wanted to control myself. I don't think I would ever want Shulk or Melia as an AI party member. There's a lot of systems on the periphery that are kinda cool, but don't really add a lot to the whole game. Skill trees are nice, I guess. They do give actually helpful bonuses sometimes. Gem crafting, oh my god, what was that all about? I didn't mess with any of that for my playthrough, I just used whatever gems the game gave me. Gameplay is alright. I think there's a good amount of depth to be found in regards to what you do in battle, and how what you equip informs that. But man, I can't shake the feeling that it's kinda boring. It's not as intense as an action-based combat system, but it doesn't give you time to really think about your actions like a turn-based combat system. I'm curious to see how they iterated on this with the later games. The next aspect is another one I don't think gets talked about a lot when covering RPGs like this. Maybe it's just my undiagnosed ADHD speaking, but a game can really put me off if it even has slightly bad pacing. Pacing is something I generally don't pay too much active attention to while playing a game. It's only something I think back on after quitting and realize the game just kinda lost me at some point. And as much as I'm about to gush on this game later, I did feel like it was a bit of a slog at times. In my 2 video game world tour episodes of the game, I talked about just how expansive the landscapes are. This game has some truly stunning environments to explore. Go watch those videos if you haven't. I go on and on about how refreshing it is that the world in this game is just so massive. But sometimes I did get a bit bored walking through them. Don't get me wrong, I can really soak in a game's environment, but I'm not in that mood all the time. Sometimes I just want to get through the game and experience the story. And there's often a good amount of distance between you and your mission objective, so you just walk. No sprinting or vehicles to help you reach that spot quicker. All you have is a light jog. And even when you're not directly going to the main story objective, you have side quests. The side quests in this game are insane. This is another thing that Xenoblade borrows from MMOs. Boring, mundane side quests. Go out and kill this monster. Go kill this monster. Go kill 3 of this monster. Go pick up 5 of these items. There are 480 side quests in this game. 523 if you're including the epilogue in the Switch version. And there are some that are fun. Some that have a cool storyline. Some that take you to really cool parts of the world. But a lot of them are just nothing. They exist purely to tempt you to take time away from the main quest. I don't know about you, but I don't really have a healthy relationship with optional content in games. I feel this obligation to complete everything. I know I'll probably give up on that by the end, but early on I want to check everything off. Do every quest, visit every part of the map, truly complete the game. But that burns me out early on in nearly every game I play. And this game is the worst with it because these quests feel so meaningless in retrospect. Sitting here now, writing this, I'm trying to think of any side quests that I remember fondly. There is one in Future Connected where Anapon talks about their experience when they were younger. That was cool. That's it. That's the only one I remember liking. My point is, I think these are the worst types of side quests in a game, for me. I think they might have their place in this type of game, and maybe you like them, but for me, it creates this unhealthy relationship with the game. Alright, the story. This is why people love RPGs, a great and engaging story. I am proud to announce that Xenoblade knocked it out of the park for me. At first, I kinda wasn't feeling it for whatever reason, but as with any game I think, the more time you spend in it, the more you get invested. It's a super unique premise, having the game world be 2 massive creatures that you climb across. And the way the story ramps up as you climb further towards the top of the Bionis, it's well written in that way. It builds. The stakes feel weighty, none of the plot developments feel out of left field, in a bad way. And it's just a pleasant game to experience with a great heart. That's about all I can really say without going into spoilers. So now we're entering
the spoiler zone.
Check the video chapters or go to the timecode on screen to skip right to the spoiler-free character section. Or stick around to hear me get specific with some story details. I'll give you a moment so your slow reflexes don't get you spoiled on a game you might be interested in playing. Here's a funny picture to entertain the rest of you for a few more seconds. Alright, welcome to the spoiler zone. It feels good to be in here, doesn't it? This is our cool little club where only people who have beaten Xenoblade Chronicles get to hang out. I kinda don't know where to start first in terms of spoilers. I guess I'll start with the reveal of Mumkar as Metalface. I talked about this in the Core of a Character video, but I just knew Metalface was Mumkar. I might have been spoiled on that a long time ago and forgot, but my subconscious still remembered? I don't know. Regardless, it was still a great moment when he finally gets to show himself to the party in Valak Mountain. He's such a diabolical piece of shit, I just kinda loved having him around. I honestly wish we had more interactions with him in the party between when the reveal happens and when he dies. I did know that Fiora was still alive. As I said in the previous video, I learned that through the Smash Ultimate presentation. Speaking of, it's kinda weird that Sakurai had Mecha Fiora in that. Considering she gets her body back at the end of this game, why not have normal-bodied Fiora in the final Smash? That way you aren't spoiling anyone, really. Whatever. It was still cool to see Fiora come back and talk to everyone again. It's a unique dynamic to have one of your characters flat out die, and then come back like 35 hours later. Her and Shulk had such great chemistry. I love to see them just talk things out. I am pissed off that I saw a tweet mentioning how Dixon shoots Shulk. It's almost a tongue twister. Dixon shoots Shulk. Whatever. I didn't even look at the tweet past that. I just glanced at it, and that was all the information I gathered. But with those 3 words, I knew Dixon was gonna betray the party. Though that's the nature of playing games so many years past their release. You're just gonna come across stuff like that. And of course, the batshit crazy ending. Even though I am keenly aware that most JRPGs end with fighting God, I have to say I didn't expect that when I started this game. Though I should have expected it with Shulk having so many visions and talking about defying destiny. I don't care how many RPGs I play, I will forever get hyped seeing characters go on about forging their own path. I thought it was a nice thematic contrast to have Zanza, who looks exactly like Shulk, fighting Maineth, who was controlling Fiora's body. It was bizarre to see these two fight just on the face of it, but I liked what it stood for. I definitely wasn't expecting the whole thing about Zanza and Maineth being scientists who literally created this world. It reminded me of that one Rick and Morty episode where Rick creates a pocket universe. Been a while since I thought about that show. Ooh. I don't know, I feel like most games that have you battling gods don't go that far. Here, Zanza and Maineth are more scientific gods, born from an experiment they were doing. They're just some normal people in their universe. Though does that matter to the people of this world? What does it matter how your gods came about when they're all powerful? Was Zanza's world created by some scientists too? Who's to say we aren't part of a science experiment gone awry? Huh, I kinda like the ending for taking me down that line of thinking. It's almost like the simulation hypothesis. I can't think of many games that grapple with that. I kinda like the ending of the game more, having thought about that. Trying to think of any other spoiler stuff real quick. Oh, it was weird that this game kinda takes place in our solar system. There's Jupiter, Mars, the capital M moon? Like, is that Earth? Does Xenoblade is planet Earth? Great question. Alright, with that, we are officially leaving the spoiler zone. Non-spoiled people, you just missed out on a ton of crazy stuff. But alas, you haven't played Xenoblade. Okay, now let's talk about the characters. For me, this is what makes or breaks an RPG. It's mainly what I think about when I reflect on the game after having beaten it. A good party is what I look for in games like this. And Xenoblade Chronicles party kinda works for me. It's not my favorite RPG party out there, it's no Final Fantasy VII or anything, but it's pretty good. For some reason, Ryan and Charla kinda put me off towards the beginning of the game. Just those two plus Shulk didn't vibe with me for whatever reason. Once you start to accumulate more party members like Dunban and Melia, I think the party starts to come together better. Having a wider variety of characters that can chip in when they're relevant feels better than having one or two party members you're consistently stuck with. Sometimes Ryan will fade into the background and let the other characters do the talking. For some reason, Melia really stuck out to me. Everything she goes through and the way her personality changes, it was just so good. She's a standout of this game, and it was smart to have her be the focus of the future connected story. That's a great little piece of content to get to explore her character even more. Yeah, I think the party in this game is relatively strong. It can kinda feel awkward at first, but as you gather more party members and they have more experiences together, you start to really feel close to them. I did at least. One final section before the ranking. The other stuff. This is basically just a section where I can talk about anything that didn't really fit into the other sections. The world. This world is unlike any other single-player RPG I've played. This is yet another aspect of this game that feels like an MMO. It's just so wide and expansive. Even in big-budget JRPGs like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you don't see worlds like this. Like the Bionis leg is so iconic to the franchise. Just the Gaur plains here, what a beautiful scene. These landscapes are what I think of when I think of this game. You do so much walking throughout it, just the emptiness kinda sticks with you. And even though I did bring up these environments being as big as they are kinda hurt the pacing of the game for me a bit, I wouldn't have them be a lick smaller. I'm not a big music guy. The OST is one of the things that fades into the background for me while playing a game. I couldn't help but notice the music in this game though. I love a good, calm, and serene score, and this game has a lot of songs like that. And even the more upbeat songs are appropriately energetic. I wish I had more to say, but music is not my strong suit. The deepest I can get in terms of music analysis is me saying I liked it, which I did. And with that, we are done with Xenoblade Chronicles. I've talked about all the aspects that are meaningful to me in an RPG. Before we rank it, I kinda want to talk about what this means to me. Like I said towards the beginning of the video, this isn't about objectively ranking the game. It's about what it means to me, how long it'll stick in my mind after playing, and how it personally holds up against the other RPGs I've played. The vibe it leaves me with, you know? I'll put Xenoblade right... there's no other games yet. I guess that means Xenoblade Chronicles really is the best RPG ever. How broad do you think I should go for the series? Do you think Horizon Zero Dawn is something that would fit alongside a bunch of JRPGs? Games like it and Assassin's Creed are still colloquially called RPGs, but do they really belong in the same list as Final Fantasy VI? I don't know, let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching and go away.